Have Brandon Smith joining us. Kia ora, Brandon. How are you going over there in isolation? New Zealand, you guys are in full lockdown over there. What does that look like?
Doesn't look too bad from where I'm sitting. I can show you if you want.
Beautiful.
But yeah,
Wow.
it's obviously not ideal to be in this situation, but I'm over here living in the best spot on Waiheke Island, so I can't really complain too much. But I bet there's worse people off.
Brandon, is that where you grew up? Is that the family home?
Nah, this is my girlfriend's house at the moment. My missus wouldn't let me be away from her for more than 4 weeks, so I've had to coop up here for the month.
I hope you're cooking breakfast, dinner, lunch, and all the meals if they're putting you up for a couple of weeks there, mate.
But the best thing about it is we're quarantined from the mum and dad, so we're getting fed, like, cooked and brought meals to us.
So it's Uber Eats at home, upstairs, downstairs.
Yeah, we just split the home in half, and we're on one side and they're on the other. And their older brother, Savannah's older brother, my partner's older brother, he just brings us food and water if I need it. So all the essentials are brought to me, and I'm living my best life at the moment.
So, Brandon, where in New Zealand did you grow up? Where did you start playing footy?
I grew up on Waiheke Island, but I didn't. I grew up just down the road from here.
Okay.
Probably like a 5-minute drive. I was born on the island, 19 Hauraki Road. So yeah.
Okay, so so to play footy, you had to get on the boat and get across to the mainland.
Yeah, basically every Tuesday, Thursday, I'd leave school, catch a boat, and then catch the train from there to the training grounds. And I did that from since the age of like 10. You know, my mum used to take me till I was about 13, and then did it all by myself then. So
did all the other New Zealand boys from Melbourne get back home, or they stayed in Melbourne, mate?
Just the people that have families over in Melbourne obviously stayed over in Melbourne, but I'm pretty sure everyone at the club is headed off home now.
So, Brandon, we're hearing and seeing that players are setting up home gyms at home in order to keep fit. And I saw something earlier on your Instagram. You're doing a couple of push-ups as part of this push-up challenge. How else are you staying in shape?
Yeah, I haven't really touched the weights at all. I'm not the maddest in the gym, but I've been going for long bushwalks, so we just go down a big, massive track, and I ended up walking all the way to the end of that point today, and then you rang me on my way back.
Now, how's the cheekbone? Because you picked up an injury in the All-Stars game. How's that travelling? I know there's no rush to get it fixed now.
Yeah, no rush, but obviously it's disappointing. I was due back to play on the Saturday, but then this happened. So it's all healed up now and ready to go. If I had it my way, I would have played round one, but the experts obviously said otherwise.
And you played outstanding in that Indigenous game, mate. Just give us an insight. How much does it mean to both the Aboriginal guys and the Maori guys? Just how much passion and intensity was played in that game? What it meant to you to kick off the season in that regard?
Obviously that game's usually a bit of a novelty game, and it was definitely a different feel going into the camp. For this one, it just felt like it was a lot more serious, and it was a lot better that way because the fans get more of a competition, and not so much as like the NBA All-Stars game, whereas they just go around and muck around for 3 quarters. It was really intense, and listening to people like Adam Blair talk about this could be his last one, and how important this is for our people back home, it was real touching. So to be able to play in that game and be able to play real well, that was it's such a special thing. I'm getting so many texts from the boys right now, and I can read them all. It's so
read a couple out. Come on, read a couple out, Brandon. Come on, what do you got there?
Nicholas Hines just told me to get my fat head off the TV.
Just go back a little bit. We can help you out with that one.
My old man just texted me I need to brush my teeth.
now when you
and Nicholas just said you're ugly, cheese.
Awesome.
Just tell us a little bit about your journey. As you said, you used to catch a boat across to the mainland, play your junior footy. Were you always a hooker? It seems to me like you could have played anywhere as a kid. Just give us a little bit of the journey before you got to Melbourne.
Yeah, well, it's it was a bit of a rough road, to be honest. I did all that stuff when I was young, and then I moved over to Townsville when I was 14, which was pretty difficult. I left my parents and stuff to go live with my older brother just because it was just the best opportunity for me, and it was probably the right idea to get me away from New Zealand for a bit. And then I played up in Townsville for a little while, and I made a rep team first year I was there, and I never really was a hooker. I always played, like a lock role, and then during my under-20s at the Cowboys, they ended up putting me in the hooker role, and I ended up thriving a little bit from it. But I'm not really the hooker that everyone else thinks of a hooker. Like, I definitely just go tits out the whole time, and I'm sure Coop can back me up when he says that. With my debut, I played with him, and I remember just going out there and trying to do everything I could straight away, and then I had Coops come in my ear and tell me to calm down. And, it was pretty cool to play alongside Coops in my debut, and it's been a long journey. I got sacked from the Cowboys before I came here, so it's definitely been a tough ride, but I'm so glad I'm here now.
Yeah, how tough was that as a 14-year-old to leave New Zealand and head across? And as you said, it was probably better that you got out of New Zealand. What was there? Was there a rough crew that you were hanging around in New Zealand?
Yeah, not so much a rough crew, just a dumb crew. Just do dumb stuff, and I still hang out with them here and there, but just in bits and pieces.
On that move to Melbourne, it was obviously, set yourself up for football-wise, but also you're smiling, happy, and enjoying life, as you said. What impact has Melbourne Storm played, and in particular Craig Bellamy, in that enjoyment?
Yeah, no, it's been crazy. I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about, but yeah, just coming from here and going through all that, and then moving over to Melbourne, it's just been such a massive change because, Craig pretty much just told me, we know you're a bit of a loose cannon off the field, and we're going to work towards making you, a better person, not so much a better player. And I'm sure that's cliche for everyone to listen to, but that's exactly what he's done. He's always just harped on about if you have a good life off field, you're going to have a good life on field. So those are words that really stick to me now, and I never really had that when I was coming through the grades, and it was partly I never really had discipline when I was a young fellow because I just had my older brother looking after me. He was a kickback dude, so I always, and then coming over to play underneath Craig, and he's just kind of taught me discipline and punished me in every way possible coming through. And I've had to do a couple of sorry speeches in front of you, Coop. So I'm sure I wasn't perfect when I got to Melbourne, but it's it's definitely smoothed out, and now I got myself a little girlfriend, and she's holding me down pretty well. So it's all looking up for me.
So in that move to Melbourne in 2017, you had a roommate, Brodie Croft, when he was at the Storm. Now, I understand you guys are like chalk and cheese, totally different personalities. But is there some sort of prank that you played on Brodie that may involve one of our panellists?
I don't know if there's a prank. It's just
Don't start, Brandon. Don't start.
Tell us.
It wasn't a prank. We were just doing like a TV interview through the house, and I happened to walk inside his room because he was away for some Queensland under-20s game, and then I come across a couple of photos that a couple of like a shrine of Cooper Cronk with like some candles around it. And it wasn't even a G-up. I think it was for real. Have we got it up?
Yeah, it's up now, mate. Everyone's looking at it.
Yeah.
Don't put me on show there, mate. Because I could easily go to your house in Melbourne. I reckon there's a Cameron Smith shrine in every other room of your place there, no doubt.
No, I don't. I look up to the 14 jersey, mate.
Okay, so Brandon, apart from going for long bushwalks and doing 10 push-ups a day, how else are you managing to keep yourself busy? Board games, puzzles?
Yeah, board games, puzzles. Just been touching the missus up in the board games. So probably shouldn't say it like that.
I think your phone might be running hot now again.
Yeah.
Different reasons.
Shit. I don't know. I done some gardening today, just there.
There we go.
Looks good.
Getting all the brownie points I can with the Mrs. Mum. So
In-laws, yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna have this place looking schmick by the end of it.
You better do more than gardening, Brandon.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll start cooking some meals soon.
Excellent. Brandon Smith, thank you so much for your time. Enjoy that beautiful view over there on Waiheke Island. I mean, there are far worse places I can think of to be in isolation. So enjoy it and rest up. Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It looks like a postcard.
That's not bad.
Not bad. Not bad.
Thanks, Brandon.
All right.
Good on you, Brandon.
Thanks,
Good
guys.
man.
Have a good one,
Safe,
Brandy, Coops.
See you,
Thanks.
mate.